Hi, and thanks for tuning in. This is day 3 in my attempt to shelter in place, as I've been ordered to do. And first, an update on my activities. Well, I've run out of yarn for my crochet project that I've been working on. So my son has gone to Joann Fabrics and Crafts and bought a bunch of yarn to keep me busy for hopefully weeks even. And I've eaten just about all the sweet snacks that I have in my house, so I'm trying to gear up, preparing to eat healthy from now on. And boy, that's a stressful thought. As stressful as the COVID-19 pandemic itself. So the new number of COVID-19 cases is really overwhelming. Some countries have doubled overnight, and I know the U.S. has met some milestones in terms of both deaths and tested cases. What's depressing is thinking about both that first case, the first super spreader in Wuhan, and also that church pastor who was the super spreader in South Korea. And that tells us that one person can initiate the spread to millions. So each and every location that has one or more positive cases could result in millions being infected. And that spiral can't be prevented. But apparently all the current measures of trying to slow down the spread will help our hospitals be able to handle the serious and critical cases. So that's the goal right now, is to flatten that curve. Well, with that said, I'm trying to accept the fact of being alone in my little studio apartment. And my prayer is that my lifeline, my TV and my cell phone and internet connection, will continue service. I'm resourceful enough and just have to establish some sort of routine to prevent the boredom that I'm facing. Or more, the fact that I'm being cooped up. I have always thwarted the idea of routine, avoided it at all costs. Chaos is what motivates me. So, establishing a routine is a big challenge for me. Well, I'm thinking back to when I first began to run for fun, jog. And the idea of running a mile or 5 miles back then overwhelmed me. I didn't think I could do it. But when I started, I would focus on the next light pole, and then the next one, and the next one, until I was running farther than I thought I could. So, small steps or short goals might be the answer here to my issue of boredom and lack of wanting to have a routine. Well, being an old person, I found it difficult to stay up at night. I think it's more of boredom than being tired, because on the occasion that I have something to do at night, I can stay up till 11 or 12 easily without getting tired. But when I get up at 4 or 5 in the morning, it gets more and more difficult to stay up past 8 or 9 at night, especially without napping during the day. Well, I'm not going to fight that. So when I block out my daily routine, which I plan to do, I will include nap time. I'm hoping also that blocking activities might take my mind off of eating and food in general. Oh, wish me luck on that one. Today I'm going to put down on paper my plan, and I will share with you the results of that next time. My other concern is that I spent a few years back teaching elementary school and sometimes substituting at the high school level. And I avoided junior high. I just couldn't handle that. And I'll tell you those stories later. Well, today my thoughts and prayers go out to all parents who find themselves at home with their own children for hours on end. And it seems the children will have that same free-floating anxiety that I have. And may I suggest to parents that you develop and plan blocks of activities to make order out of the chaos that you're probably finding yourselves in. Maybe even program your phones to sound an alarm for recess breaks and to change activities ahead of each child's own interior timer or attention span, because you don't want to push that. And that might relieve the anxiety and the acting out behavior that will set in if the attention spans are not considered. And of course, that's totally age related too. I'll try to put together a lesson plan for parents, and I'll share that another day. But today I will prep. Teachers always prep. And by saying that, well, let me say it this way. Rome wasn't built in a day. So inch yourself into the role of teacher. And the one suggestion that I have is to involve your child or children in setting up the lesson plan. Their input should encourage cooperation as well as a sense of personal involvement and eventual fulfillment for the child. You might even create a contract for both you and your child to sign once the plan is established. The second idea I might offer is to utilize peer counseling. That's what we call it in school. And that works in the school setting, and it should work at home too. That means rewarding your child's cooperative behavior with incentives like time out of studies to play a game with an older sibling, or engage in a physical activity like tumbling or playing catch as a reward. That will also create a bond between siblings, as well as a sense of helping for the older children. And kids like to feel needed, and don't we all? Well, I'll have more to say about this in later videos, but I do hope and pray that we all have a good day and that we stay safe and healthy. And love and hugs to all of you. I am Natasha.